What's going on, guys? It's Near25 here, and welcome back to another episode of our Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team playthrough. So in the last episode, we were here in the Buried Relic, and as you can see, we got to the 45th floor, so we're making pretty good progress, to say the least, in this place, which is awesome. I really didn't expect to get theoretically halfway through the dungeon in the first episode, but here we are. Not complaining though, for sure, because especially with it being, you know, in multiple parts and stuff, the least amount of time spent on it, the better, in a way, right? So that's awesome for us. So we made it, like I said, we made it to the 45th floor. We fought the 3 guardians of the Buried Relic and got a chunk from each of them. And we're able to create a music box with said chunk, and then the little secret behind that magic box ended up greeting us almost immediately after we got it, which I could do nothing about because of the way that I have my party set up. If you guys are confused at what I'm talking about, definitely feel free to check out the last episode to see us getting through the first section of the dungeon to find out what I'm going on about. But at least we have the music box so that, you know, eventually down the road I'll have another chance to come back to get that surprise. But obviously today we're going to be continuing on through to try to get to floor 99 and complete this dungeon. I will say though, unlike a lot of the other dungeons in the game that like aren't, or let me actually, that are story specific, I should say. I was about to say that aren't story specific. Unlike the majority of the, well actually I should even just specify even more than at the post-game dungeons. Unlike the majority of the post-game dungeons, which are story-based, Buried Relic actually doesn't have any quote-unquote purpose, in a way, if you will. And you may be wondering what I mean by that. There's no, like, boss at the end of it. There's no, you know, random item or something along those lines at the end of it. The main purpose of Buried Relic is for the Reggies and, spoiler alert, I guess, for the surprise that I was talking about earlier, Mew. Besides those 4 Pokemon, and I guess the HMs, if you want to get the 3 remaining. Oh, they switched it to Frosty Forest theme on floor 51. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. What was I saying? That distracted me so much. Oh yeah, other than those 4 things, and then like, you know, the 3 remaining HMs that sort of don't matter, or 3, I'm sorry, remaining HMs that sort of don't matter, there isn't really a purpose to this place. Well, and of course, the other Pokemon that you can recruit, because I think there are actually some Pokemon in this dungeon that only spawn in this dungeon, like Gulpin and Makahita, for example. I don't believe they can be found in any other dungeon. Don't quote me to that, though, because I don't know for 100% certainty, but I think, anyway, that that's the case. So, you know, if you're going for, like, a recruit 'em all or something like that, then, you know, those specific things are reasons to, obviously, you know, need to go through here. But other than that, there isn't necessarily a purpose to going through this dungeon. Other than to just, you know, to quote-unquote complete the story progression for it. You know, to say like, oh, you know, like I went through it and did this, you know, because everybody in town's talking about it, you know what I mean? So we really just got to get to floor 99 and then we'll call it a day, and then I probably am going to have to do some grinding, I think. If I remember correctly when I was looking at the levels, for the Silver Trench. Oh, that's actually going to do a lot to Venusaur. If I remember correctly, when I was looking at the levels for the Silver Trench, I think Venusaur and Magneton are slightly below where I would want them to be. So I think I will have to do a little bit of grinding in between finishing this place and then going to the Silver Trench, which, as I said, will be next on the agenda. But obviously, you know, with this being an every other day series, I'll have time to do that, of course. So that's not that big of a deal. But obviously, that's still a little bit of a ways away. We have to get through this dungeon first. Actually, no, I'm just gonna eat the regular apple. I'll save the huge apples for as long as possible. If at all possible, of course. Because obviously, you know, they're good for when I do my grinding in Solar Cave, you know, so the more that I can have left over for that, the better. But obviously, it's smarter to bring them to 99 floor dungeons because of the fact that, you know, they're huge. And at least, like, the nice thing about the 99 floor dungeons is they don't make them necessarily, like, impossible to clear, or to the point where it's, like, obnoxious to clear, or if you, like, to the point where if you don't have yourself decently prepared, you're screwed. Which is a good thing, like, because, you know, they've been giving us apples every so often, and I think we just picked up a max elixir a couple floors ago, and I want to say we picked up another max elixir throughout our travels as well, or at least had the option to. I think I ended up just drinking it on its own because my bag was full, but, you know, at least it's there, you know what I mean? So that's good. That is a nice touch that they do, at least, to make it to where it's, like I said, you know, like, it's not impossible to get through. But you still want to, you know, make sure you're prepared. Like, I still like to make sure that I got max elixirs and apples and stuff in my bag, just in case, you know, because you never know, right, what you're gonna get inside of a mystery dungeon. That's the whole gimmick behind the game, right? And the what's the word? The attraction, I guess you could say, to it. But we're making good progress here, though. We're sitting on floor 60 right now. We got 39 floors more to go. Oh, does that... Oh, that's annoying. I thought it was going to be like the other games. Because I want to say in the Explorer... Blastoise is getting close to leveling up also, by the way. I want to say that in the Explorers games, if you pick up, like, a throwable item and it's sticky, if you have more non-sticky in your bag when you pick up the sticky one, it'll unstickify the item. But I guess in Red and Blue they did not do that, which is really unfortunate. Because now I can't use my throwables. So if we run into ghost types, we're going to be in a little bit of a pickle. And I do want to say that eventually at some point in time, Haunter does start to spawn in this dungeon. I don't remember exactly what floor that starts on. But I am pretty sure that he does. Because as we saw earlier, we saw Ghastlies earlier, and I do believe that we'll start to see Haunter at some point in time, which obviously that'll be very annoying without having the Graveler Rocks to throw at them, but it is what it is. Can't do nothing about it now, unless we come across a Cleanse Orb, of course. Then, you know, we can unstickify everything in the bag. Which, that would look out pretty good for us, I think, if we could do that. But if not, it's not the end of the world. I think that all of us could take at least a couple hits from Haunter to get the party filed, you know, in line, to where Haunter's not, you know, sitting on a wall and invulnerable. But we'll worry about that when we get there. I'm not too worried about it. Or I wonder if we run over those Graveler Rocks there and they're not sticky, if it would reset it again. Let's see. No. That's interesting. Okay, well, whatever. Like I said, it's not the frick. It's not the end of the world. It's definitely not the end-all be-all. It's not too big of a deal. I'll still keep picking them up, though, just to stack ourselves back up with graveler rocks, because we do need more. Just to have. Really annoying we lost our PP for bite, because I think it still had like 16 PP, because I had only used a couple of them. I didn't mean to A attack there. I guess I pressed B and off of B too quickly. And that means I'm definitely going to have to drink a max elixir earlier than I wanted, because I only got 7 moves left now compared to having a whole PP's worth of, or a whole usage's worth of bite. Alright, that awesome. There's a level up for Blastoise and 1 into every stat. At least Blastoise hasn't leveled off yet. Venusaur's hit his stat curve, I guess. Well, quite a few levels ago now. I think probably at least 2 or 3 levels ago, Venusaur had hit his. Because he's only been getting 1 HP per level up, pretty much the last, like I said, 2 or 3 levels, which is kind of unfortunate. Not that, like, he's a weak Pokemon. He's still, like, you know, obviously good, but, you know, still a little unfortunate, you know what I mean? Just in general, it's a little unfortunate. Let's see. Cleanser? Hey, it actually is. Why not? We'll use it. At least I'll have my throwables back now, so that's good. Oh, you frickin' guy. Alright, oh, wait, I actually didn't mean to do that, but that works, I guess. That's one way to get around substitute, I guess. I really just meant to change their tactics to where, to where they wouldn't run away from me. Oh, frick, I forgot. Onyx, stop. My goodness, I was like, how much longer is that freaking decoy gonna go for? Jesus. Okay, there we go. Yeah, they made Substitute absolutely horrifying in this game. Like, they actually turned it into, like, somewhat of, like, a tactically offensive move instead of it being a defensive move. Or a tactical defensive move, which is kind of intriguing. Because you can use that yourself, like, you know, and enemies will attack each other, which is interesting. The thing that I never understood about it, though, is why allies would attack the substitute compared to, but I guess that's the gimmick behind it, because, like, you know, in the mainline games, if you know, use substitute, then you have to, you know, you attack the substitute, not the Pokemon that's sitting behind it, and you have to break the substitute to be able to attack that Pokemon again that was behind it. So, like, I guess it does make sense that that's how it works here. It's just instead of defending the Pokemon, floor 69. Instead of defending the Pokemon that used it, it still in a way protects the Pokemon that used it, because your team members will attack the substitute. Because I don't know for 100% certainty, but I think that the AI is programmed to where if there's a choice for your team member to attack the substitute decoy or to attack the Pokemon that used it, or any other enemy for that matter, I think they'll auto-target the substitute decoy first. I think. I don't know, though, because I've never used it myself, and I thankfully don't have to, like, haven't been stuck dealing with it that often in my time playing these games, so I don't know for like 100% certainty. but I think, though, that is how that works. Which obviously is very unfortunate, right? So, definitely don't want to deal with that when we don't have to. But I think now Mr. Mime is done on the encounter table, so we should be fine as far as dealing with Substitute is concerned for the remainder of the dungeon. And I was really shocked that that Shiftry took that Ice Beam. Like, I didn't realize that Shiftry had that much HP. Because it did 123 damage and it was still kicking. So I'm gonna have to be careful about that. Oh crap. I do like, though, that they made it in the later mystery dungeons. Well, actually, I don't know if Gates did, but I know for a fact that Super does. You can change your leader at like any point in time. But I don't know. I got mixed feelings about Super. Now, I've never played it myself, but I'm currently watching a playthrough of it right now. This guy that I discovered on YouTube a year or maybe 2 ago now, because he very often does like really cool challenge videos, specifically with Mystery Dungeon. But he does other stuff on his channel also. He's a really awesome dude. The Aduran Region is his name. His YouTube channel name, I should say. So you guys definitely should go check him out. I don't know him personally, although I would like to, because he's a pretty chill dude. I feel like him and I would get along pretty well, because we kind of seem like we have similar personalities in a way. But I don't know him personally, nothing like, it's not like he's a friend of mine or anything, but I still think you guys definitely should go check him out. He's an awesome dude. And he's actually currently playing through Super Mystery Dungeon on his channel right now. Which brings me to loops me back to what I was really going to talk about Super. I know everybody says like it's the best Mystery Dungeon and everything, and I am digging it. Like, it is pretty cool, and like I like a lot of the things that they did with it, but like there are some little aspects of it that I'm not the biggest fan of. But at the same time, I don't necessarily think that they're big enough to where I'd say like, oh, this is a bad game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I got mixed feelings on Super, to be honest with you guys, but it is cool and I like it. I just don't necessarily know if I would put it up there with Red and Blue and like the Explorers games personally. I don't know. That might just be me though, and maybe it's just because I haven't, experienced it the whole game through yet, or maybe it's because I just haven't played it myself yet. I don't know. But one cool thing though about Super is at any point, I think actually it's at any point in time throughout the game. Like, so you don't even gotta wait till the post game. I think at any time in any dungeon you can change your leader, which I think that's really cool. And sort of like, it kind of in a way makes sense, but at the same time, oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, thank goodness Onyx is out of range on that, because that would have been super effective and that would have hurt him so bad. It honestly might have knocked him out. In some respects, I think it's super cool and it does make sense, but at the same time, in other respects, it kind of doesn't make any sense. I don't know, you guys are something like, Aiden, that doesn't even make sense. What do you mean? And hear me out. So, like, in Red and Blue, for example, I know I'm probably wasting that max elixir and I should have just picked it up, but it's okay. I still have, I think, 3 more, so it's all good. And it gives me all my serfs back, so we chillin'. Like in Red and Blue, right, it's always you and your partner. You're always the leader. Your partner's always with you. You can bring 1 Pokemon with you. Okay, cool. Until you beat the game. Then your partner's like, hey, if somebody wants to go by themselves, we should let them, or we should let everybody be a team leader, etc., etc. And then I Actually, I think it's in all of them. I'm pretty sure anyway, don't quote me 100%, but I think in all of the post-game dungeons, you can change your team leader in the dungeon to be whoever you want it to be, which is cool. And then, you know, the Explorers game is the same way, you know, like, you and your partner are in the guild, and you're apprenticing, and it's always you and your partner going everywhere. You can bring 2 team members with you if you choose. Then in the post-game, after you graduate from the guild, your partner's like, hey, you know, what if we let the rest of the team, you know, do what they want to do? We can let one person go by themselves. Same spiel as in Red and Blue. And then... But as far as changing the leader in the dungeon is concerned, that I actually don't know what dungeons you can do that in. Because, fun fact, I actually haven't played the Explorers post-game that often. I just recently did play it this year, or tail end of last year, whatever it was. So I gotta give you a... not quite. But it's not... as fresh in my head as the Red and Blue one is, because I haven't played it as often. I've actually played these games more often than I played the Explorers games, which is kind of funny, because even though I'm like nostalgia biased to these games, I actually prefer the Explorers games to these games, funnily enough. I hope the stairs aren't in that room. I'll be so mad if it is. Oh, yep. See, I told you guys Haunter was going to start showing up eventually. But at least our Graveler rocks are not sticky anymore, so we'll be good to go if we do run into any of them, which is good. Or I should say, if we run into them in an unfortuitous place. But thankfully the stairs weren't in that one room and they were right there. And then I haven't played Gates at all, so I actually don't know, like, as far as the leader is getting changed in the dungeon is concerned. I actually don't know about Gates, how that works. I don't know if that's a post-game thing as well in Gates, just like it is in the first 2 games, or if it's like super, you can do it wherever. But that one I haven't played before myself, and I haven't seen post-game content on it. Adoran did do a playthrough of that on his channel as well before he played Super, but he didn't do the post-game, so I don't know if it's the same spiel as in Red and Blue and in the Explorers games. Like, you know, you wake up and your partner's like, hey, what if we were to, you know, let the team do whatever, and, like, you know, they can go to dungeons by themselves if they... Does that not do damage in this game to the person that used it? That's interesting, because that absolutely should have knocked that Haunter out, if it did. Unless maybe it just takes half of current HP, perhaps. And, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ow. But yeah, so... Either way, though, I think it's a cool thing. Especially because of the fact that you can, and also, oh, well, that's a quick way to get to the next floor. Awesome. And another thing that I liked a little bit about Super Mystery Dungeon, which in some respects I kind of wish the other games had too, is right off rip pretty much. Like, once you get to the point where you can, like, make connections and whatnot, and you can, like, start making teams and whatnot, you actually can, like, have a team, like, you can use any Pokemon that you've made connections with, you can make a team with and send them to a dungeon. Like, you and or your partner don't even have to go. And that's almost like, I mean, it's obviously not right away, because you obviously have to progress through the story quite a bit to get to that point, but pretty much, like, right away from the point of acquiring the ability, like the connections orb, and being able to make the connections, you're basically right away able to let anybody do anything, which is very intriguing. Oh, don't miss. It's already gonna be... Stop missing! It's already 6 hits to knock him out as it is. Oh, you're such a cuck. I think that's Bite, too, because the last one I knocked out a Honcho last. Oh no, it was Surf, because I knocked out a Mawile last. You're still a cuck though. Alright, whatever. There we are. Yeah, we might be able to get through this today. I'll tell you what, guys. If we get to floor, if we get to like floor 98 or 99 by the time we get to the time limit, then I'll just finish the dungeon today, even if we run a little bit longer. And if not, then we'll finish it next time, and then hopefully either get greeted by Gengar or do, just do some random missions. Oh, okay. Because obviously, like, if we're only gonna have, like, one floor left, I don't want... There's no point in tiding that over to a whole new episode. Is he actually on? Okay. Man, Onyx is getting beat up. I should just, actually, you know what? I'm gonna be smart. I'm just gonna give him this Oranberry instead of, just wasting a Reviver Seed. I have a bunch of Reviver Seeds. I haven't even used one yet, but there's still no point in wasting it, I don't think. Okay, so let's see. How are we doing for PP for everybody? So Venusaur is doing alright, and Onyx is only out of Dragon Breath. Wow, I guess being the third slot in the party, he hasn't been getting much action. And I guess that makes sense. Because it's pretty much me and or Venusaur running into everything. Actually, I should have clicked Tackle because I need to be conserving all of my bites for fighting against Haunters. Even though it's gonna be a 2-shot, but that's fine. Oh, there was an apple up there. I should have gone up there to grab it. Oh well. Alright, 5 more floors to go. And a level up for Onyx. That's awesome. 4 HP, that's super good. And then 1 into everything else. Awesome. Love to see it. Oh, awesome. Let me get myself some more HP. Good stuff, Venusaur. I actually think that from this point onward, Golem is the only Pokemon that we fight. I think we are past the point of Haunters spawning now, and I believe that Golem is the only Pokemon that's going to spawn now for the remainder of this dungeon, which I think is kind of funny, to be fair. But that does mean that when I drink my next Max Elixir and I get Surf and Ice Beam back, that obviously we won't have to worry about Golem at all. And I mean, granted, we know that we can 2-shot with Tackle, and I think we even 1-shot with Bite, so no worries in general as far as Golem is concerned. Alright, yeah. So, we got 5 floors left, so I think I will wrap things up here, guys, just so that this doesn't turn into an incredibly long episode, because some of these floors have been getting kind of large and in charge. So I do think I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. So, in the next episode, we will finish... Oh, sorry, guys, I opened a video and I forgot on my phone, and I forgot that my volume was up, so sorry about that. But, with that being said, I do think, like I said, this is a great place to wrap this part up. So in the next episode, we'll finish off the Buried Relic, and then we'll go run and we'll do a couple a couple missions just to you know, fill out the episode and everything, and also try and work on our rescue rank a little bit as well. So if you got, and then after that, obviously we'll be getting prepared to go to the Silver Trench and go check out what's going on down there with this vortex stone that we got from the legendary birds a hot minute ago now. So if you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate that. And click that subscribe button if you guys are new. And don't forget to let me try that again. And don't forget to click that little notification bell so you guys do get notified next time videos do go live on the channel. And with that, I will see you guys on my next episode. See you later, guys.